Hey guys, how are you? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Happy Monday. I'm going to say Tuesday, but happy Monday, guys. I'm on my way to choir rehearsal, so I just have a little bit of time to talk to you guys. But I want to talk to you quickly about your emotions and your business. I just posted a status in reference to this, and it really came from just things that I have been seeing on social media, Facebook, Instagram, about people not supporting your business and just the emotional reactions that would occur because people were not supporting your business. And I wanted to kind of go just a little bit more deeper into this on what it takes to build a tribe that actually supports you and what that looks like and how that works. And so when I started my business, of course, I had the privilege of joining with a family business at first. And then I started my own business in 2014. And so when I started my own business, I didn't have any support, right? Because when you start your own business, you don't have support as far as building a tribe. And so your goal is to build a tribe. And a tribe is simply a customer base or just a following that supports what you do. They check out your stuff. They look at your email list. They sign up for your email list. They buy your products. They're liking your content. That's a tribe, right? These are people who love what you do. You can build up a tribe in many ways. Many people use social media. They connect to their email list. And then that's really how you build up your tribe. Facebook groups and things like that is how you build up a tribe. But the point is that you cannot react upon the results as if that is the defining factor. You look for, thank you, as if that, thank you. Oh guys, check out Miss Mary, guys. She owns the salon A&M Salon. Y'all check it out in Philadelphia. She's supposed to be getting some things in for me for my nails, which are bare right now. So I'm coming up to you like next week, hopefully. So, but anyway, like I was saying before, when you're building up a tribe and all these different things, you have to watch your emotions. And I just posted a status about this, but I want to do a video because I think for me, I'm better when I do videos because I just give it to you like this. Your emotions, y'all gotta really watch your emotions because even the enemy, even when it comes to your spirit man, the enemy loves to use your emotions as a tool to control your destiny. Because if you can react, then he can stop you in the tracks of you getting to where you need to go. And this applies to people too, like even haters, people, they're looking for your response, they're looking for you to say something because they're feeding off of what? Off of your reaction. And so on social media, many times, because we have the opportunity to post, to write a blanket statement, or even just to tweet something out, we feel like that because there is this blank space, because I do have a keypad, that I might as well just fill up the keypad with how I'm feeling right now, right? But many times when you post these things, it's blocking certain opportunities that could be yours potentially because of your reaction. For instance, let's say no one came to your, let's just say you're going to do event. I've had it. I've decided, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I'll never forget it. I had wanted to host an event and it did not work out. It was horrible. Like I didn't get any support. And this happened maybe about 2 years ago. And I had two things I could do. I could either say, you know what? I'm just forget people, like forget everyone, I can see who my haters are. I can see who doesn't support me, all these different things. Right. And what I began to really think about was that if I posted this status, what would it do? Number one, for my image as looking like a ranter who obviously does not know how to handle when people do not support me. Okay, I can post it and then people would say, oh gosh, like, I'm not sure if I would ever support another event from her again because of the way that she's emotionally reacting. Then there's the other thing of I could just be quiet, I could just shut up and grind hard for my next event and then take back some lessons as if, okay, why did this not work? What could I do next time for it to be more successful? So you have to take a step back before you feel like you want to post something, you want to share something, you want to go off on people who are not supporting you. Take a step back, like literally breathe. Okay. Gotta breathe first. Take a step back and say to yourself, am I doing anything that would give me a lack of support? Many times you have to build up your tribe. Like it takes time to build up a tribe, and your tribe is not necessarily all of your followers. Like all of your followers are not necessarily like, your support. Your support is who is buying your stuff. So it's not just, who's saying, hey, and who's saying, oh yeah, I love your content. No, who's actually buying your stuff? Who's actually, participating, so it's not just, again, because a lot of times we get so caught up in having followers, having these different things, but who's actually like coming out, and so you have to see, how do I get them from supporting with a like, supporting with a repost, to moving them and transitioning them to buying a ticket. That person could have got hit. But to buying a ticket, buying a book, buying whatever it could be, So that's really what you have to focus on. So take a step back from the emotions and start looking at the data, whatever way you say it. Start looking at, okay, how can I build up more emotional connections with my audience? And I think this is what we have to look at, because, for myself, I used to be pretty emotional. Some people would say I still am. But I used to be pretty emotional. And so someone's driving. So I used to be emotional, Keisha. I used to be emotional, and I used to react. I used to be like, oh, this is not happening. Oh my God. I used to just freak out. And it wasn't productive. When you do this, you also have to think about how valuable your time is, right? Time is money. And many people don't realize time is money. So the amount of time I took out to post this rant was the amount of time I could have took to sit down and figure out a next strategy for my next move and what I needed to do. So you have to think about, what is worth the time? Is it worth the time? Is it worth the time you going off on people who don't support you? Because here's the thing, they may be future clients and customers. So you have to figure out, how do I take them from no support to tons of support, So you don't go off on people because they didn't buy your cupcake or they didn't buy your cookie or anything like that. Hey, I want to get them to buy my cookie. You know what? And so don't freak out, and don't abuse the base that you currently have. Someone said, oh, hold on, I'm trying to press this. Oh my God, me and my supervisor had this conversation. You really have to take a step back before you post or say things, especially if you are an emotional being. I'm learning this is my not even his. Yes. So like, you really have to, relate to business. Yeah. Life period. When things don't go your way, this is very important. Like, if you're a person who is emotionally driven from the jump, be careful when you start a business, because you have to deal with yourself. Like, a business is a relationship with something that you've poured a lot of effort and time into. And what you have to really think about is this: when people leave their jobs and they start a business, they don't think about that the job that they just left, they're going to have to build something like that to pay their bills, because the job you left before was giving you a paycheck. And so you need to build something that will also give you a paycheck. And you're going to have to work just as hard as they did to build the business that gave you the paycheck in the first place, right? So when you're building this business, it is just you, usually in the beginning, unless you have a partner. And so when you're building a business, it is you. It's like a marriage. You are facing yourself, except it's not a marriage, because of course it's not a marriage. But the point is that you're working with yourself, and you're going to learn a lot of things about yourself quickly from running a business, extremely quickly. And so if you're emotional, when you don't get all the clients you thought you were going to get, when things don't turn out, even if you have a job, like, this applies to everything. If you don't get what you want, this is really what we're talking about. See, the thing about emotionalism is that it's really based upon what we feel like should have happened, right? So like, if I become emotional, of course, because God has given us emotions. So it's not as if these are bad things. It's just the fact that, how do I channel them? It's usually because we feel like something should have happened, right? So like, if you talk to a guy and he didn't give you the response that you wanted, you have that's when emotions come into play. I feel like I didn't get what I thought in my mind I was supposed to get. So in business, what I do is I act like, of course I have my goals, but what I do with my emotions are, what was I expecting? Sometimes you got to look at what you're expecting from things. You know what I mean? Like, you have to look at what you're expecting from people. This is the reason why, when it comes to people, people always say, you can't trust anybody. People always have these sayings that are really ignorant, such as, I don't trust anybody but Jesus. Well, you have to trust somebody. Like, you trusted someone, you trusted your boss to give you a paycheck, obviously, or you wouldn't have come to work. You trusted someone from the supermarket. You trust the food that you ate from the supermarket, so it's like, these things are not really like actually thought out. But what you have to think about is, even something like that. Okay, I don't trust anyone, right? Okay, I've learned that when it comes to my emotions, I have to trust people, but I have to make sure that I'm not making them God, so that I don't trust God-like results from people. When I'm dealing with the world, I don't trust them to act like Jesus, because I don't expect them to act like Jesus, So sometimes, like, we expect things from people, And we put all these expectations. And even with our clients and customers, we expect them to magically buy our stuff. We expect people to magically support, you know? But it's even even with my mother, right? So like she bought a product from my store. And, you know, I could have been like, you know what, Mom, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, right? No, but I love it because I didn't expect anything. And so when she said, you know, hey, I want to purchase a mug and a t-shirt, I was surprised. I was like, oh, wow, okay. So, you know, treat her like a customer, you know, but it's just the idea. And I know that's really simple, but what I want to show you is just the idea of what are you expecting from people? You know, are you setting up these unrealistic expectations just because someone's a friend? You know, I remember one time I had a friend tell me, you know, I would support this, but you need to fix that. You need to, before I even touch this, you need to do some of that. You need to do some of this. And see, if I received it wrong, I would have been like, well, you know what? You're of no support. You're of no help. You know, you're not anyone who can help me. But that person was supporting me by giving me knowledge to say, that is crappy. You should fix that before I support. Because if I support it, my name's going on that as someone who supported this. So it's raining really hard. Wow. This is a perfect example, guys, though. Like, for instance, it was just nice outside, and it just got really, really crappy. So this is really how business goes all the time. You know, like your business was going great, and then it just starts raining all of a sudden. You know, you have all these things happening that are not cool. This is the perfect example right now. Like, my window view right now is completely crappy. I can barely see out there. And I have two reactions. I could waste my time complaining about the rain, waste my time saying, you know what, I'm just going to stop driving. But then what would that do? How would that bring you any kind of success? So success is saying, like, yes, it's raining. Yes, it's crappy outside. Yes, I can't see a thing. But at the same time, I'm not going to stop driving. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to act like, you know, that I can't achieve anything. And it's saying, you know what, I'm going to get stuff done because if I've come this far, why would I quit? Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Because it's really raining like crazy. Cats and dogs. Out here, y'all. Like, it's really raining. Cats and dogs. Oh my gosh. It's really raining. Like this. It's crazy. I'm going to show y'all. Well, I can't really show y'all what it looks like, but it's really crazy. You just want to leave it here? Okay, guys, y'all gotta come with me. But for real, like, you just have to have a whole different perception about stuff and like just adjust. Like, you have to learn how to adjust. You have to learn how to adjust. So hold on real quick. Okay, you have to learn how to adjust. It's crappy. I'm about to get out the car though. Right, ready? I know, but someone's inside though. Hold on, y'all. Jesus. Y'all, it's raining cats and dogs out here. Woo! It's crazy. Woo! Jesus. You have to learn how to adjust.